Hi, I'm Peter Milwid, and I'm a bankruptcy lawyer in Denver, Colorado. And this is the second in my series of videos that I'm putting out in order to explain basic questions to people about the bankruptcy process. And this isn't highly technical, it's very straightforward. And the second topic that I'm going to talk about is how to pick a bankruptcy lawyer in Denver to help me. Picking a lawyer is an extremely important thing. We are basically like mechanics. I think this is an important analogy. There are good ones and there are bad ones. A good mechanic can rebuild an engine, it will run smoothly. A bad one, you're going to have problems. Same thing with bankruptcy lawyers. If a case is put together properly and processed correctly, it will run smoothly and your debts will be canceled forever. But bankruptcy has a lot of technicalities. The principles are very straightforward, but there are a lot of, technical requirements, and that's a good experienced lawyer's job. This is what we do day in and day out, and so if it's done well and it's done carefully, then you'll have a successful case. So it's very important to pick somebody good. Now, that is not always easy, especially for folks that don't have a lot of experience with lawyers. How do you find a lawyer? Well, one way is to get a recommendation from a friend who's been through this process. But most commonly people are kind of on their own and they turn to the internet. And the internet is it's like a pot of soup. There's all sorts of information there, all sorts of websites, and it's very, very difficult to translate that into real human beings and a real attorney that's actually going to help you. So here are some tips. The first thing I would do is read as much as you possibly can about the lawyer. Go to the different websites, check them out. If you start reading them and they make sense to you and they ring true, that might be somebody you want to talk to. If they don't make any sense, or they're confusing, or they're off-putting, or they're intimidating, keep moving, because it's really important to have an attorney that you feel comfortable with and that you can talk to, and most importantly, who can explain things to you. I think a lawyer's number one job is to be able to communicate well with his client, and so that's really, really important. The next thing I would do is to call some people, call some lawyers and talk to them. You can always call our office and talk to me, 303-831-0733. And you may have to leave a message, but oftentimes my receptionist can connect you right away and we can talk. And in just a couple of minutes, I can zero in on a person's case and answer all their preliminary questions. And if you just don't understand it at all, I can orient you right away to how to fix your particular problem. Now, not all lawyers are that accessible, and that's important for you to pay attention to. Sometimes you get a secretary or paralegals, and some lawyers actually have walls of paralegals and secretaries to kind of prevent them from having to talk too much to clients. It's just the way they organize things. But we at Mile High Bankruptcy do things differently. It's very, very one-on-one, where I'm working with you on the case from beginning to the end. So the first thing, as I said, is to read about the lawyer, and the next thing is to call him up and talk to him, and be sure that he'll talk to you and take your call and answer your questions, and that you guys have a one-on-one rapport. So that would be the way to select a lawyer. And if you have any questions about bankruptcy at all, you can always call me, Peter Milwid, as I said, at 303-831-0733, or visit my website, milehighbankruptcy.com. There's a lot of information in there, as well as some other informational videos that hopefully you'll find will be of use to you. Thank you very much.